I'm back in the house. So, whoops, I'm going for a bike ride. As you can see, in the gear, in the shorts, knee supports. Don't know if you can see that. Knee supports, as I was saying. The time is now coming up to 10 to 1. The temperature here in the UK is 22 degrees. So nice and sunny, and it's forecasted to be, lucky for me, no rain. Hip hip hooray. Anyway, what I'm going to do, I've not done this for quite a while. You can see I've got my camera on, my microphone. I'm going to go for a ride, go for a little chat. I've got some things to talk about, so that's why I'm going to go for a ride. And most importantly, I'm going to try and do this ride in one go. What I'm going to do my local loop, which I normally do. I call it like a training kind of session for myself. You've seen it before, you're going to see it again, but this time, as I said, I'm going to do no stopping, no eating, no drinking on the way, eat my peanuts on the way, and see what time I can get back. And I'm going to take it nice and steady, obviously, because I'll be chatting, but let's see if I can do it without stopping. So why don't you follow me? Hope everybody's well, and let's get into this.
Put the camera up a bit. All right, let's rock and roll, people. So happy weekend to everybody. Everybody can hear me. Check, check, check. Just leaving the headquarters. And as I said, I'm going for this ride. And hopefully I won't stop. I would say it's about maybe 5 miles. This loop, nothing more than that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Even though, and I've not been on a bike for at least now, how long? Coming now 2 weeks now. Also, just out of interest, I don't know whether you have, when you have a break from the bike, and when you jump on the first time you feel okay, because I certainly do. I feel refreshed. No, sometimes you can, they call it, you know, ring rust, but bike rust. I obviously don't suffer that, so I'm pretty fortunate at that. So a rest does me good. That obviously could be also because of my age, maybe. Through this little chicane here. Very nice day today, indeed. We got a little bit of wind, which I'm sure you can hear through the mic. The other thing that I've got to be aware of is the GoPro. My only gripe with the GoPro is the battery. It's not the greatest.
What you talking about, Willis?
So I might have to invest in another camera with a better battery, because I've now carry 2 spare batteries, which obviously means this: if I'm filming and I run out of battery mid-flow, sometimes I don't even look at the camera to see if the light's on, because obviously I'm concentrating on riding. So yeah, it's just something that I don't really want to worry about. It served me well though so far, because obviously I've had it for quite a while now. I've used it since I owned it, probably 20 times, nothing more than that. I think I will be using it more though when I ride. Sorry people, thank you very much. So that's the plan, and I'll tell you the reason why. Last week I was watching a YouTube channel, a gentleman by the name of Leon, and he had an altercation with 2 guys on a motorbike. I will possibly share the link in the comments below where you can find that video. because it's handy to you, for all you cyclists to be aware of. It's very nice of that gentleman to let me go. Oh, it's such a lovely day. God damn, it's nice. I've chosen the right day to come out on the bike. A little bit of a hill here. I don't know what the percentage is, because the Wahoo again doesn't have that, because I've got a Wahoo computer at the front. It's an Element. And it doesn't have that facility of showing you the gradient. Which again, I might have to upgrade the computer right at the front as well. That's more money. One, you could possibly ride in a group. Two, which I've checked on, so funny, I checked online and they said you could possibly do self-defense. But the problem with that is, if you've got more than one person you have an altercation with, how's the self-defense going to help you? I don't know. And especially if they're bigger than you, obviously. You know, they say size is not a thing, but they can certainly overpower you, for sure, if they're bigger than you. So, I don't know how that one's going to work. The other thing you can do is bring an alarm with you, so you can sound the alarm if something happens. And then obviously with the pepper spray being illegal here, which me, to be honest with you, would have been ideal, but you can't use it. But if you had that option, then that would be another deterrent for these people that are going round and trying to take people's possessions. The other thing that I would say for people to do is, and again, this could help with the inquiry, I suppose, to bring a camera, film it, and obviously this will help with you know, if it goes to court, then you can always show it. But then when I spoke to my brother-in-law and told him about that situation, and I mentioned about the camera, he was like, but Paul, they probably wear masks. Yeah, but it's better than nothing, I say. The problem is, at the moment with this society, is people are desperate. And when people are desperate, they do desperate things. But there's no excuse. Thank you. There's no excuse at all. I mean, go and find work. Save up. Do something, don't give up, I'll say. I know things are tight, but we're all in the same boat. Some unfortunate than others, but we just got to push on. But do the right thing at the same time. I love this trail. That's why I keep doing it.
Okay, sorry to interrupt the video. One more thing. When I get back from my ride, I'm going to show you what I do when I finish my ride, which I'm not going to show you my stretching technique, because obviously I always do that, which you should do as well. But I've bought a gadget and I want you to see the gadget. And this is something I think that everyone should use if they're riding, probably walking, I've got a problem with their knees, because it might come in useful.
It's normally quiet as well. Another reason I love it. So there are bonuses to me doing this ride. Now, other things that we should be thinking about, especially in the UK, and this is something recent, it's about your electricity and gas meter. If you have the old style meter, then they're saying, and this is something I saw today, that on the 31st of June, not July, June, they reckon if you've still got the old style meter, then you may be subject to being without gas and electricity, they reckon.
You what?
So what they're really saying is, get the smart meter, which,
Yeah.
again, I avoided because I heard some stories that they were having teething problems with that in the first place when they first brought it out. Don't get me wrong, the company who I'm with asked me 3 times if I wanted a smart meter, and 3 times I declined. But now, I found myself now, because I've got the old style, which is non-digital, I've now got to get the smart meter immediately. So the best thing to do, if you're like me and you're renting and your property has an old style meter, then what you need to do is contact your subscriber, the person who provides you with gas and electricity, and ask them if you can have this done. So following on what I'm saying about the gas and electricity, do it now. Don't wait to be told. Take the advice, and if you need proof, jump on YouTube and look for the changes for the electricity and gas meters, and you will see for yourself. So that's for everybody in the UK. One day I actually rode past here and I saw a gentleman who I passed, and he said, "Have you seen my dog, little dog?" And I just said, "I'll keep an eye out." But I never saw the dog. Now I don't know if that gentleman was pulling a fast one, but normally with that situation, you make sure you ride past, and without being rude, then you comment, so you know you've got a bit of a distance, so if you wanted to try and do something, you can get away. Just things you have to be mindful of. It's so unfortunate that we cannot ride freely without being a little bit nervous. Like riding on your own, like if you've got like a top end bike, which I have a mid-range bike that I'm riding. It costs a lot of money still, but I've insured it. I made sure I insured this bike, because you never know. There's always someone that will try and outdo you, and then what you're left with. So, thank you. You have to kind of think one step ahead, and that's something I do. So I'm coming to the point now where, and again, this is so lovely where the lake is here. I've done a bit of fishing here once, and it was a total waste of time. But it was good for the suntan, which was nice. So gents, thank you very much. Up here, so I'm literally halfway now. From this point onwards, I would have thought. I'm feeling good. I watched a video about how to ride long distance, and one of the things they spoke about is take your time. Take your time. Don't go too slow, obviously, but take your time, build up your momentum, and then when it comes to the hills, which you know I hate,
Of course I do.
then you can put a little bit more effort in it, and as you come down the hill, you can literally release off the pedals. Oh, it's a bit windy Mary here. I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I've got the wind muff on the mic, so it should be okay. It's a good test for the wind muff, to be honest with you. So again, ride in the way you feel comfortable. I've had a pretty good week. And I'll tell you something, the weeks are going so fast. I don't really notice the weeks anymore. It flies by.
Slow down. I just wanna get to know you.
So this is Malden, we're coming up to, if you know this area. It's a very nice area, this as well. Thank you. So when it comes to people like that, you make sure that you stay over to the right and let them pass on the left. You actually decrease your speed as well. You don't bomb through. Remember, the pedestrian has probably more right than you do as a cyclist, so especially if it's not a cycle lane. And even if it is a cycle lane, you still got to give way. You can't take it for granted because you've got a bike, you're in charge. No. Respect each other. Recap on the bike. The bike is, well, I've got no complaints, to be honest with you. The only complaint I have is the wheels. They're a little bit too heavy for me, as I may have mentioned in the past. And since owning this bike now for maybe now 4 or 5 months, I do notice it. It's the little things you notice when you get on the bike and you've ridden it for quite a long time. You do notice a couple of things. It's like when you get a car. You're not going to notice the issues straight away when you jump in a car. When you buy a second-hand car, for example, you get in there and you think, oh, this car's the dream car. And then when you drive away, you notice that there's problems. That's another story. I had that situation in I think it was 1999.
You talking to me?
I might have had an issue with a car that I purchased. It was the very first soft top I bought. What a nightmare that was. But that one's for another video. I won't go into that. So, the bike is good, work is good. I just need to improve on my social life, I suppose. But saying that, when you have work in the way and other things, then it's hard to bring everything together. You know, my social is, I have a very slim line of friends, and I like it that way because it's less trouble, less drama, if you like. And these friends are mine, long-serving friends. You know, the friends that no matter what, they'll stick by you.
That's why.
Even if you don't talk to them for years and years and years, you can pick up the phone any day of the week, talk to them, and it seems like you never lost touch or base with them. That's a true friend. I'd like to spend the whole day out, but you know, with the house situation, there's always something to do at home. Traffic here, so you just take it nice and steady, look around and power through. I know that these cars here, they hate it. I tell you, they hate bikes because of this. They just don't like it. So they have a hatred towards people on bikes because of it. Well, get a bike then, that's my answer. Don't mess about, get a bike. If you want to fit in the same category as me, buy a bike. And then you can skip the line. So at the moment there's a bus behind me. I'm doing, it's a 20 miles per hour road. I'm doing 15.6 miles per hour. I'm taking it easy, nice and steady. Cruising nice. Then the guy on the left, and a rental bike. And there's me powering through. So this is like a lovely short ride. That's why I call this a training ride, because it's nice, punchy, with everything you want, flat, a little bit gravel. But when I say gravel, more like dirt, which you'll probably see when I get back. And obviously what I went through in that little forest area, I call it. But nothing too harsh. No 12 or 13 or 14%, even 15% hills. None of that rubbish. This is what I love about cycling. You know, when you get home and you think, oh, it's such a good ride. Another thing I should mention is these are, you know, I had a Ribble 872, and that was I had it for quite a while. You know, that's gone. And now I've got Snowy. Black Stallion has gone, but that was a rim brake. And since I've moved over, this probably, don't get me wrong, yeah, this is not my first disc brake, but this disc brake right here, I don't want to say it too loud, but it's very good. Very, very good. I tend to, also, when I'm braking, I don't brake harshly. I brake really softly, and sometimes I don't even need to brake because I can see what's going on a mile away, and then I'll just slow down, and that helps. But I know, I'm very confident with these brakes that if I had to stop at a pace, this bike would stop. It'd probably throw me off the bike, to be honest with you. They're so good. I can't speak. As I said, the one gripe as I've got, which I mentioned before, and sorry to mention again, is the wheels. But apart from that, this bike, mwah, superb. Superb. It does what it says on the tin. So I'm nearly finished. And now I feel a little bit more wind going on, which I'm going to try and avoid. So I hope everybody's well and enjoying the weather per se, especially here in the UK. It's very surmising we're going to get a great weather, or summer, shall I say. We'll just go straight into autumn.
Guys, I'm back. Now, if you actually was listening to the first start of the video when I was on the bike, I mentioned about the GoPro, and I said that the battery was a bit of an issue. Now, as I was actually coming back from the ride, I was maybe about, say, 10 minutes away from where the GoPro shut off completely, but I pulled over, I changed the battery, turned on the GoPro, and then I noticed it was the SD card. For some reason, the SD card is out of storage. Now, when I started the video, I had 29 gigabytes of storage on the SD card, so I don't know what's going on there. I'll have to look into it. But nevertheless, and then to add insult to injury, wait there. I'll be back, wait. My shoe, my cycling shoe, look, yeah, that came off. So as I was riding, my foot was slipping all the time because of this. Came off the shoe. Oh. what next? Anyway, let's get into the stats. So what I did was, rather than going all the way round, I cheated a bit. Well, I didn't cheat, I added a little bit more to it because my legs were feeling a bit pretty good, to say the least. So I went round Wellington High Street and then back round again and into my apartamento. So the stats are, I rode 51 minutes 6 seconds. I covered 10.1 miles. The average speed was 11.9 miles per hour. My maximum speed was 30.6 miles per hour. And my ascent was 747. 747 was the ascent, and the descent was 435. And that is all on the Wahoo element, if I'm right in saying. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a quick shower. No, stretch first, stretch my legs first, then shower, and then I'm going to have something to eat, tidy up the flat, hopefully chill out, and then before you know it, it'll be Monday. No, sorry, what am I saying? See, I don't even know what day it is. Then it'll be Sunday. Hi guys. So, I'm back. Now I'm all showered, clean, fresh. Now, all I'm going to do now is show you the gadget. This is what I was talking about earlier on. It's a knee massage. So I'm going to try and put it on so you guys can see. It's got like this panel at the front here and a display. And it's got for speed here. And this is for your temperature gauge. And at the bottom here is the on and off button. And here on the other side is the USB-C. This is not a review, but I just wanted to give you an overview of what it is. And what you do is, I don't know if you can see, let me just try and angle the camera down. So, this bit here is at the top. Okay, I can just wrap that round. And then the bottom bit, that just wraps around the knee as so. And there you go. You walk with this easily. You charge it by USB-C as you know, and then you can actually have it running throughout the time you want to use it. So I'm going to turn it on. There's the LED. So I'm going to start it. You can hear it. I'll ramp it up a little bit more for the vibration. I'm not going to put the heat on. It's got, I believe it's got 3 settings for the speed. But now it's actually massaging my knee. If you are an athlete, now most athletes, they actually use the full leg massage. However, I don't need that. I just need the knees because my knees are a little bit dodgy. So that's why I actually purchased this contraption here. So let's see if it helps. Now I got it yesterday and I've tested it quickly yesterday, but for about 15 minutes. Now I'm going to leave it on each knee for about half an hour. A great purchase, especially after a long ride or even a short ride. You can just do a little bit at a time. If you do a longer ride, you can extend the usage. Anyway guys, have a great weekend. Take care of yourself, ride sensibly, look after each other, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Adios from me, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe, like, share, comment, hit the bell and all that kind of lovely stuff. And then once again, I'll see you in the next one.